Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it's time for a leg day, and just a disclaimer, first bad workout I've had in a little while. I was going to start messing with the low bar. I was going to throw my sleeves on, put on the squat shoes, and I started trying to play around with the low bar, and I just felt horrific, right? I felt horrific. Everything felt heavy. I started really feeling under the weather. And I'm like, man, I'm not feeling good. I need to get a workout in. I have to squat. So I'm like, let me just stick with the high bar. It's what I've been doing. And it was just too dang heavy. Even with the sleeves on, like everything just felt heavy on racking it. It's like I got to get caught up on some sleep. I had a great workout. I mean, the deadlift day was phenomenal. PRs on multiple exercises. The back and bicep day was good. Benching was actually pretty good, especially at the start of the week. But it was just, I feel like the fatigue, the extreme cold the last couple days, I'm just not climatized to it. And I'm just overall fatigued, so nothing felt good. And especially trying to get used to the shoes and sleeves. I'm like, man, honestly, I feel like I get a really deep quad stretch doing this, but it destroyed my quad. So even doing that, it's like I get a good range of motion in terms of my knee travel. I felt like the shoes were pitching me forward a little, so I've got to get used to them. So I'm like, let me just do what I can today. And I feel like next week, once I get used to the sleeves and shoes, I think I'm going to just keep messing with them and just high bar it. As much as I'm like, I could probably lift more low bar. I'm strong low bar. Am I really, though? I did that 455 for a triple pretty easy on high bar the other day. I don't know if I want to keep the shoes, though, but maybe we might want to. So I went ahead and I just got a double, 455. That double felt like, I'm like, man, I feel like a third is just not going to work good. So then the same thing, I dropped down to 415, did a couple triples, and I pretty much just kind of called it there. I'm like, this is a lot, just in terms of recovery. So again, it's just feeling the accumulation of fatigue a little bit. And I have someone will chime in. It's that faster cardio, except I was doing a lot more of it a while back, and I didn't really get any in this week. It's been almost zero. Right, I haven't been able to do it. I feel like if anything, that helps with my recovery. So next week will be a new week, though. Right, it'll be a new week, and I feel like again. Some of it seems to be fatigue also. I think not being used to those heavy good mornings, hitting that deadlift PR. Overall, my body needs a moment to acclimate to that. It needs a moment to acclimate. Because other stuff was really good this week too. Like I've been really happy with this week's sessions. Same thing. I'm like, I got 10 reps last time with 45 pounds less than this. Let me just try this. I went to 2 reps is all I can do, and I couldn't really hit the depth. So that's the thing I noticed too. My quads were just lit from that little bit of work that I did. My quads, and I guess it's because of the deeper angles maybe with the shoes. So again, bad workouts occasionally happen. They occasionally happen. They're rare. So even the same thing here, I'm like, well, let me drop another 20 pounds off. Let me just drop down to that 25 on that side. I couldn't get depth. Like notice I'm just sliding forward. It's just like, man, body wasn't happy today. So it's like we're going to have to come in. And I feel like I need to just mess with the high bar for a bit still. Even though I kind of wanted a low bar, I'm like, that high bar really builds my quads. And if I really want the big numbers, the sleeves and stuff will help. But again, I feel like I had a lot of stress with the plumbing situation. So if you guys see my washer pulled out over there, I'm waiting on a plumber still. Pipe in the wall burst, trying to deal with all that, dealing with, again, all this cold front out of nowhere. So got a bunch of things going, and then again, it's just like, and that was stressing me last night. It interfered with me getting other stuff I wanted to get done. So that's okay. But we still got a workout in, and I mean, I can complain and cry, but realistically, I hit 465 for a double on a high bar squat. I did some triples with 415. It's not like we're not getting a training response, and that's the thing I've got to remember. That was not optimal. And normally my strength is super predictable. And it's not even people saying, oh, you're just getting weaker because look at what happened on Wednesday or Tuesday. Dude, guys, I deadlifted 555 for a triple. I did a 405 good morning for reps, just having worked it back in and working it up. So it's definitely not a case of overall weaker. I did some good volume this week with like 315 on the benching. It just felt like fatigue and stress. And definitely the cold was really getting to me today. It was really getting to me, and I noticed it. So I woke up even cold, kind of like just chilled to my bones with the heater on. So again, need to make sure everything's good in my diet. Need to make sure I get my fish oil and hydrated and everything. So need to just make sure everything's good there. So I need to get recovered this weekend. And I need to get used to the fasted cardio again. Hopefully it's a little warmer, and over the weekend I'll get some in, get some quality food, get some quality sleep, right? And then we'll come back next week and kill it. Because I still got the training response from this. It's just that I had to go down to even the belt squats were way weaker than they were last week. I mean, not way weaker, slightly weaker. But I was hitting PRs on that stuff the last couple of weeks. So again, same thing. The cold like this, when it's cold, my skin gets looser. It's just I sound whiny, but the fact is, just one of those weaker workouts, right? And then we finished up with a set of hang leggers. I did all the leg extensions to failure, and actually I picked up reps there with that weight, so that was interesting. That got slightly stronger, I think, on the first set. So it's like, look, we'll get in some back squats, some high bar squats. I need to get used to also the shoes and the sleeves, and once I do, I feel like they're going to really power through some extra strength. But the weights felt heavy on my back. That was the problem. Like even that 465, it felt like 500 plus. That was the interesting thing. So that's fatigue. Okay, that is fatigue. So get a good weekend of rest. Come in, train hard next week. Okay, train hard next week, but I need to rest up this weekend, right? We need to rest up. And I feel like if I come in and rest up next week and come back and hit this, I'll be in the 500s real fast on the high bar. And I'm like, let me just stick with it. Why am I even trying to mess with low bar? Why am I trying to crank my shoulders up? My shoulders are finally feeling really good. Why am I trying to do this to myself? There's no reason I can't get well into the 500s on the high bar. I've done it before. Right? I've done it before. My only complaint was that, well, it feels really hard on my knee tendons, but I didn't feel any of that today. I felt like, again, maybe the sleeves, because I'm not having to work as hard out of the bottom, could be a factor. But that'll give me more room to improve on the belt squat and use that as a hypertrophy tool. So yeah, I'm going to fix it, come back stronger next week. And we'll be good to go. And I think, again, I'll be a little more used to wearing some of this equipment. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.